Portion of the Chad Benson Show is powered by NCA National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. Happy Wednesday, One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Got some good one-hit wonders. A lot of good stuff to get to today. And obviously, us locally, big story still is Chapass, weather-wise. So, Ken, I worked on it all morning. I've got it ready.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, kids, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get to the weather. And you know it's Chappy ass. When the weather weathers, we weather the storm, bringing you fast and accurate Chapass reports with the weather wizard, Ken Weaver. Now it's time for the Chapass Report. Tell us about the Chappin' Ken Chapass Report. Chappy-tacular. All right, where do we start today? We still have, how many people are still without power?
Still more than 100,000. The vast majority, though, are Nashville Electric Services customers, Middle Tennessee Electric, Cumberland Electric, Duck River, and Dixon. They are making a lot of progress now.
I will say it's becoming a national story, NES.
Yeah, NES is hopefully going to be helped by this executive order that Governor Lee has signed that allows TDOT to now go to local, roads that are governed by local municipalities. TDOT has to stick with state roads, but this executive order allows TDOT to go onto local roads and help with clearing out vegetation so that these crews can get, over these downed trees and whatever else is in the way to get to the outages, get to the repairs where they are needed.
Yeah, that's I saw that Governor Lee signed that, and it's a smart thing. I mean, it's one of those things. This is a common sense thing, right? Where, guys, let's all get together, right? We're all pulling in the same way, right? I mean, am I wrong? I think we should get this stuff done quicker than this because it's becoming an embarrassment. Really, the fact is, it is becoming a national story. How many people are without power? And there are a lot of places that were smashed and aren't like, we are right now, like Bell.
Only if this kind of thing had happened before and they could practice for it. Oh, wait, it did.
Yeah. Only.
But it's got to be very, very frustrating. I know Brother Bilal is frustrated with his situation, but
it's ridiculous.
And even the people who have been without power now since Sunday. It's cold out there, man. I mean, hopefully some of these folks, they have like gas means, maybe their homes are heated by gas, but I think even then you've got to have electricity to blow it.
Yeah, the carbon, they said the poisons are up. They're getting a lot more phone calls, and some of the people are saying, we had a guy text in yesterday. He's like, look, I had enough to kind of heat my house, wood and stuff for a couple of days. He said he was struggling, he's disabled, and he said, I don't know what to do, how to get any help, because he's a little bit, out there further. And he says NES says it's going to take several more days.
Yeah, and the frustration is not with the line crews. The frustration is with NES leadership.
Yes, absolutely. And the line crews have been amazing. They've been kicking butt. They've been keeping us, several of you were listening, and you guys send us texts. And if you guys could swing by Bell's house and maybe take that thing off, that'd be real super helpful.
That'd be great.
Sally.
Do we have any numbers on how many people have been electrocuted because down power lines are not a priority?
Just you. They're waiting for you.
Okay.
You're going to kick it off. Sally, 77 hours of no power.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stay warm, Sally. Keep doing whatever it is you're doing, and hopefully you can, you can weather this, and that's not a pun. Hopefully everybody can weather this. We had a guy call yesterday on Murphy's show who, he said if it wasn't for his dogs, he may have already frozen to death.
Wow. That's crazy.
But, yeah, he's been bundling up with his dogs at night.
And if you have a chance, look, there's plenty of places that you can, you'd like to think, you don't have to do that, where they've got warming stations where you can get yourself there.
And you can get a ride there, too.
I love this. 1349 says, is there any way they can fix this quicker so my in-laws can go home? And now we're going to get a cyclone bomb again.
Oh, wonderful.
That's what they're talking about this weekend, that there's going to be some big snow hitting the East Coast. And the thing is, now they say it's moving towards the coast even more. And it's going to then, we should get a little bit of snow, but it's going to then cause another freeze. So the freeze isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Isn't winter fun? I just love winter. It's so fun.
Winter's great until you get government involved.
Yeah. The leadership of NES is...
Actually, I don't think NES is government. I think that's private.
It's a public utility.
Well, it's a public utility, so they always have to...
I
it's
got
that
you.
weird
Okay.
thing where they have to go and tell everybody they're doing all these things based on that. But there's nobody's ever held... Look across the country, doesn't matter where you are. San Diego Gas and Electric, PG&E, with all those big fires out in California.
Yeah, that's true. That's
true. Do you remember up in Buffalo when they had the great, darkness for 3 days? Nobody ever gets in trouble for any of that, any of those board members. So it's just crazy. Somebody just said they got carbon monoxide poisoning on Monday night.
Mm. Yeah. Vanderbilt Children's Hospital was reporting at least 30 emergency room visits on Tuesday. Yesterday morning they were reporting that.
Wow.
But, unfortunately, people were noticing what's going on because with carbon monoxide, man, you just pass out. Now there's like dizziness and headaches ahead of time, but if you don't recognize that, it can be too late really quickly.
Yeah, and that's the thing because there is no odor. Right, it's not like there's some putrid odor. You're like, oh God, what's going on? It's
not like sulfur rotten eggs is showing up in the air.
Yeah. So and that sucks. So we've got more cold weather coming in. We've got more deaths, unfortunately, and it's the roads are okay, but the suburban areas are a mess still. And
yes.
even Chris said, coming down here, when you come down Music Row and everything, all these trees they're still down.
Yeah, I noticed that last night. Last night was the first time I drove over by, to get home. I drove over to the Naked Statues to access 40 down to Mumbrian, and I saw what you were talking about, man. Those trees are. That's too bad too, because those were some very decorative trees.
Well, you know what? They're very decorative, but you think about it, that wasn't grown in a year, 6 months.
Right.
Like that totally reshapes that park right there.
It does.
It does. And I was telling Chris, I said, Chris, this is nothing. You should have seen Monday when I walked in. I had to walk home in the middle of the street because the trees had fallen on the other side. So it's an ugly situation for a lot of people out there. And a lot of you guys, I'm hearing you guys are, frustrated about it. And it's, now what are the numbers? If they need help in any way, shape, or form to get somewhere, do we have some of those numbers?
Let me look them up, and I'll get right back to you. I don't have them handy.
Yeah, we've got a big one-hit wonder today. Lots of good stuff. I know that. Bell was searching for his. Did you finally find one?
Yeah, I was laying in bed last night thinking about them, and I kind of picked mine, but I was waiting to finalize it till we got on the air.
Okay.
So I think I know what I'm going with.
Yeah. So it's a lot of there's a lot of things going on out there. We're going to talk about today. We got, of course, White Woman Wednesday. Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
TikTok hadn't shut her down yet.
No, God, no way. No chance. By the way, I still have some TikToks with 0 views. 0 views.
Interesting.
Yeah. And they're like, and one of the other things that some people were showing is you go and you type Epstein in to do a direct message and it says, sorry, cannot complete this task. You can type anything else in.
So I've got that phone number.
Okay.
If anybody needs a ride to a warming shelter in Nashville, you can call 615-401-1712. That hotline is 615-401-1712. It's operated by Nashville's Office of Emergency Management along with fire, police, and emergency communications teams. Callers, you need to be prepared to give your name, your location, how many of you need a ride, any mobility needs, and whether you're bringing pets because they are allowing pets.
Okay, that's good.
Now, what if my personal warming station serves alcoholic beverages? Can they still get me there?
I don't know about that, brother.
We have a flask traveling around. By the way, for those of you guys not keeping score, Bell still has to take the old Uber. Has the Uber guy or gal said how busy it's been or any of that stuff?
You know what? I haven't even asked.
You're friendly. I like that.
No, I talked to all of them, but I didn't think to ask about that because I haven't had any issues getting a ride in a timely manner. So I think they've been active, but I wouldn't say crazy busy.
Okay. That's okay. So Bell was last night. He tells me, he goes, I searched for an hour on the internet how to remove a potential live wire.
Brother
Yeah,
Bilal,
I found
don't mess with that, man.
I found nothing.
I've always said, like, my son, he wants to be an electrician. And starting, I think, is the second half of his junior year, there's a program out in San Diego. He can start doing, like, half-day school, doing electrician stuff. I've always said, though, electricity is a whole new unforgiving thing.
Yeah.
That is unforgiving. So God bless you guys out there working hard. So we've got more cold weather coming in. What are we looking at the next couple days?
Let's see here. Next couple of days.
Are we going to have some chap-assing going on?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, today's high, this is we need for the sun to stay out all day today because we're supposed to get to 34 degrees today, and with the sun, that's going to do a lot of melting, boys.
Yeah, but the next 3 days looks really cloudy.
So here we go. So low tonight, 13. No bueno.
No.
High tomorrow, 39.
Ooh.
But what you're going to have to be careful of tomorrow morning, all you morning commuters, is there's going to be some fog. That can turn into freezing fog in the early morning. So keep that in mind.
Freezing fog. That sounds.
Yeah, I mean that will land on a road, and that is just like black ice.
Yeah. When I walk from one apartment to my other apartment, which is my studio, I don't have freezing fog. Although I do get the looks. Even today when I went out to get in the car, I'm in shorts. And
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, well, you're wearing a tie.
Why would you not be?
You're wearing a tie, man.
Yes, sir.
I would have walked to work today, but I just it's just I went across the street even this morning to get something for the kids. And it's just so slippery out there, anywhere that you could walk. And now there's more cars. See, Monday, there was virtually nobody on the road still. But now there's more cars out, so wandering down the middle of the street just makes you look crazy.
Yeah, be careful, dude.
Yeah.
Even when it's not icy, walking in the road in Nashville is a bold adventure.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's, I don't know, man. And the other thing I think about, too, when I'm walking, I'm like, man, if there's black ice out here, some car hits some black ice, you're in trouble.
Yes, sir.
So it's again, a nightmare. And it's going to continue to be a nightmare for the next few days. Like Ken said, winter's his favorite time of the year. I get it.
Oh, January and February, I can't wait for it every year. I just love January and February.
Oh, I bet you do.
And what's sad is it's my anniversary. January is my birthday month. And February is mine and Jennifer's anniversary and her birthday. So 2 months with some important dates, but I can't stand them.
Look at that right there. Did you hear the way that he's not, and he's got a tie on today.
Yeah.
A Weaver tie.
That's right. It says Weaver on it. Brother Chris Hand found it at a thrift store.
A Weaver. You should sign that. Give it out to people. So it's One Hit Wonder Wednesday. We got White Woman Wednesday. Bunch of other interesting stuff to get to today. More on what's going on in Minnesota. Some new polls out about the killing done by the Daily Mail, which I will let you guys know is quite Trump-friendly. And the poll was quite not a good poll for what they saw in Minneapolis. And remember, outside of the box, you have to think about getting reelected. And that includes the Republicans, not just Trump, because he's on the ballot, but not really on the ballot. So many good things on the way today. Get ready for your One Hit Wonder Wednesday. And my song, because I don't know what Bell picked or Ken, he picked something, but we were chatting about it earlier. I'm like, not quite sure because, Bell Tanica knows everything because they're having a chat. But my song, very few people know it. They know the song. They don't know the name of the song. And they have no idea who the band is. But when you hear it, you're like, oh, my God, I know that song.
I know that song.
That's right. So we'll talk about that. A bunch of other good stuff on the way. A little White Woman Wednesday straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7. It is Wednesday. We'll have One Hit Wonder Wednesday coming up. Before we do any of that stuff, you know what time it is.
It's 9 a.m. at the coffee bar. She's live streaming from her car. Fair trade, tote, bread, and UHD, telling workers what they ought to be. Let me center your experience. She said, speaking over everyone. Got a thread for every human sin, but blocks you if you don't chime in. It's White Woman Wednesday.
The white women are at it in a major way. I've got so many white women that are going to be making first-time appearances on the Chad Benson Show, White Woman Wednesday. But we're going to start with, if we were going to have a Hall of Fame, and we'll get to that in a little bit, Bill Belichick, I know what the hell that was about. But you got to start with Kylie, right? I mean, who does it better than Kylie?
People need to stop pretending that ICE is about order, because it never has been. It's always been about fear and intimidation, specifically of people of color. Now we are so far past that point that it's not about race necessarily. It's about who is loyal to the administration and who is not. What they are calling order, what Fox News is calling order, is actually about control. Violence is okay when they do it and when it's government sanctioned, but when it's someone trying to protect their community, like the Black Panthers, then it's a problem. When leftist communities try to arm ourselves, then it's an issue. We're to the point where if you support ICE, just come out and say it and stop pretending that it's making society safer at all. We are having public executions on camera that are subsequently being posted online for the world to see. There is no defense of this. There never has been. But now you really can't deny what's happening. So if you support ICE, say it. Say that you support a murderous regime. Say that you support public executions of people who aren't loyalists. There's nothing for you to hide behind anymore. There is no, oh, well, both sides to play devil's advocate. That doesn't exist. You are either a fucking evil person who supports the regime or you are someone who is fighting against it. Pick your side now.
Thanks. What side am I on? I'm on side of common sense. We need ICE.
I had to beep this. We're just now catching up.
You know, you can be on both sides of this, right? You could look at ICE and say, some of the stuff I'm not thrilled by. And, you know, look, perception is reality. People are going to vote a certain way. I told you guys a long time ago that not everybody's going to be comfortable with how the sausage is made. At the same time, they've made some mistakes. You know, you can't look at and say everything is perfect. You can't. Because it hasn't been. There has been issues. Right? I don't blame everything on them, and I don't think what happened to this guy was murder. That being said, the left has nothing. You guys are insane. You put yourself in positions but you go back through history. We've had a history of the way that people have protested, the insanity that has happened out there. That you know, it's Black Panthers. Yeah. What about the Weather Underground? Right. And many of the others, you've seen left-wing radical groups, especially in the 60s and 70s, they were out of control. And they weren't there to protest. So, yeah, you can look at both sides and say there's some splaining to do in certain areas, but ICE has a tough job. They have a very tough job. And now they have a tough job and they're hated. That's no bueno. That's not a good place to be. But I look at a lot of this and I look at the leadership. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about, you know, immigration Barbie, right? Bovino, and a few others. And right now, too, by the way, the way that they're going at it, because immigration Barbie and Tom Homan do not like each other. And they have their battling camps going on, which Trump loves. He loves that thing. He likes it when they argue and fight. So we'll see what happens from this. But you can be on, you know, you could say, look, ICE got a tough job. No, they're not executing people on the street. Some people make stupid decisions. Sometimes things get chaotic. But you could also look over and go, you guys are nuts. And sometimes crazy things happen because crazy people do stupid things and they use emotion. Coming up, we go from white women to one-hit wonder. I'm curious about what Belle picked. I never know what, like, I was looking at one-hit wonders last night, and I look, and I'm like, I have no idea who this person is, but I know Belle knows everything about him.
He's the Beltanica of music.
He is the Beltanica of music. So I'm pretty pumped to find out what he's got. Ken's got something amazing, and I have something you go, I know that song, and you're like, I don't know who the band is. Let's talk about that. So much more straight ahead of One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. 40 years ago, I remember where I was. Yes, indeed. It was. I remember I was home, and I was, because at that time I was doing homeschool along before a lot of other people were, and I was watching it. I was like, oh, because it's still the space. At that time, it was still neat, right? Like after a while, I was like, space shuttle went up. The only time anybody paid attention again is when they had the other, one that blew up. It got routine. Columbia. So, and you watched it because, you know, I mean, it was a lady, right? Kristen McAuliffe. She was a teacher. Her class is watching. Yeah, a lot of you. I was sitting in the third grade watching this, and I just remember, like, what the hell did we see? And then, everybody's holding out hope that somehow that there was, that they landed, and inside of that thing, they were all protected. And they were in an instant. It was over. Yeah.
Well, no, I've actually seen reports from NASA that say they think that they survived until they hit the ocean floor.
Oh,
once they hit the water, the impact was so hard it killed them.
Bell, just give. Bell's like, and then the sharks, Yeah, the Columbia. But it was just so, I mean, people remember where they were. It's one of those moments in time because we're there watching it, and here's the first, this woman was picked from hundreds of thousands of people, and she trained, and her class is watching, and all of that, and boom, like that. And it was, the world, America mourned. And, a lot of people in third grade. So
yeah, it's one thing when you see somebody that is a professional doing their job, it's a tragedy that they die, but this was a civilian.
Yes.
Who was going up there for the inspirational effect.
Yeah, to bring more science and awareness, and she was studying, was a Halley's Comet or one of those things. But it was 40 years ago today. All right, coming up, hour number 2 of the program. Find out what's going on in Georgia. What's happening there, as well as a bunch of other stuff. And we're going to, of course, jump on all the latest when it comes to the weather, the outages, how things are going with our Chat Pass report straight out the gate, starting in hour number 2. Straight ahead, Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.